They thought a six-figure salary meant financial freedom, but their net worth told a different story. On paper, everything looked perfect. A stable career, a respectable income, a future that seemed secure. But behind the scenes, student loans, credit card balances, monthly payments that felt like a financial prison sentence. The number told the truth. Minus $94,000. That was the starting point. This is the story of how one teacher went from minus $94,000 in debt to financial breathing room, not by winning the lottery, not by quitting their job, but by combining old-school discipline and modern tools. The reality gap. Let's talk about something called the reality gap, the gap between how life looks and how life actually is. Teaching is one of the most relatable professions in the world. It's stable, it's respected, and experienced teachers in many places can earn six figures. But income alone doesn't fix financial momentum. This teacher started their career carrying a heavy load: $62,000 in student loans, $18,000 in credit card debt, $14,000 in car and personal loans. Total debt, $94,000. At first, it didn't seem catastrophic. The minimum payments were manageable. The paycheck kept arriving every month. And that's where psychology quietly stepped in. Two powerful cognitive biases were at work. The first was loss aversion. Cutting expenses feels like losing something. Canceling subscriptions feels painful. Skipping nights out feels like punishment. So, instead of reducing spending, people often keep things exactly the same. The second bias was confirmation bias. The internal story sounded like this: I make good money, I'll figure it out later. But interest doesn't wait for later. Balances kept growing. Progress stayed invisible. Eventually, reality caught up, and the teacher made a decision that sounds simple, but changed everything. They started saying no. No to impulse shopping. No to weekend spending. And yes, no to brunch. Not once, not twice, but 47 times in a row. Each no created a little more breathing room, and those small decisions created the first crack in the debt wall. The numbers break down now. Let's open the financial case file. Monthly take-home income, $6,800. That sounds like plenty of money. But when the spending was analyzed, a different story appeared. Housing, $1,900. Transportation, $620. Food, $780. Debt payments, $1,150. Subscriptions and apps, $210. Shopping and lifestyle, $950. Miscellaneous, $540. Total spending, $6,150 per month. That left only $650 available for progress. At that rate, paying off $94,000 could take more than a decade. So the next step was a financial investigation. Where exactly was money leaking? Unused subscriptions appeared first: streaming platforms, fitness apps, cloud storage plans, even a meditation app that hadn't been opened in months. Total wasted subscriptions, $87 every month. Then came the bigger issue: interest. One of the credit cards carried a 22% interest rate. That meant hundreds of dollars each month were being eaten by interest instead of reducing the balance. Seeing the numbers clearly changed everything, because once the leaks were visible, they could be fixed. The debt payoff playbook. There are two classic methods for eliminating debt. The first is the debt snowball. This method focuses on paying the smallest balances first. It creates quick psychological wins and builds motivation. The second is the debt avalanche. This method focuses on the highest interest rates first. It's mathematically the fastest approach. So which strategy did the teacher choose? A hybrid. High-interest credit cards were attacked first. After that, smaller balances were eliminated to build momentum. But the real breakthrough came from something surprisingly simple: the cash envelope system. Every payday, money was divided into physical envelopes: groceries, gas, entertainment, personal spending. Once the cash inside an envelope ran out, spending stopped. No swiping, no exceptions, no negotiating with yourself. But this system wasn't purely old school. It was combined with modern technology. An AI-powered budgeting tool tracked spending patterns automatically. It predicted upcoming expenses. It flagged unusual transactions. And it detected forgotten subscriptions and hidden charges. The envelopes controlled behavior. The AI provided awareness. Together, they created a powerful system. Breaking the debt wall. Imagine the debt as a giant brick wall. Each brick represents a balance: credit cards, loans, interest payments. Every extra payment removed one brick, then another. then another. Month by month, the wall became smaller, and eventually, it collapsed. The parallel universe. Now imagine two different timelines. In the first timeline, nothing changes. Spending continues. Interest compounds. Debt grows larger. Stress increases. Savings stay at zero. But in the second timeline, discipline takes over. Expenses shrink. Payments accelerate. Debt disappears. Savings begin to grow. Same person. Same salary. Two completely different futures. The difference? A system. The result over time, the number slowly moved upward. From minus $94,000 to minus $60,000 to minus $25,000. And finally, zero. The financial prison door opened, not through luck, not through a massive raise, but through consistent systems and better decisions. The first 5 moves after payday. Here are the 5 actions that made the biggest difference. First, track every dollar immediately after payday. Second, fund the cash envelopes for variable spending categories. Third, send an extra payment to the highest priority debt. Fourth, check your budgeting tool for alerts, predictions, or hidden charges. Fifth, automate a savings transfer, even if it's small. Consistency always beats perfection. The real lesson: financial freedom rarely comes from dramatic moments. It comes from small decisions repeated hundreds of times, from systems that remove temptation, from clarity about where money actually goes. And sometimes, it begins with something as simple as saying no to brunch.